In the Rise of Skywalker, Rey gets a hard answer to a question she's been asking since The Force Awakens. I'm John Berry, and we're going to be talking about the story revolving around Rey asking the question of her identity and where does it lie. That is her story in the saga, or in the sequel trilogy, I should say. But the saga as a whole, because she's only in the sequel trilogy, after all. But how and why does it work? Especially for me. You may disagree, but hear me out first. First of all our main characters, Anakin, Luke, Rey. Those are our main force-wielding characters in the saga. And they all have different things they have to deal with. But when it comes to identity, Rey is the one who's really questioning it. Anakin, basically until he becomes Darth Vader, there's no problems with he has no problems with who he is. He knows who he is. And even when he becomes Darth Vader, he never questions it until Luke. And speaking of Luke, he, as a moisture farmer in Tatooine, he simply wanted something more, but he never really questioned who he was until the bombshell reveal in The Empire Strikes Back. Spoilers, but you should already know by now. Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, is Luke's father. He's related to the bad guy of the trilogy. That makes Luke question a lot of things, like, who is he? What does this mean for him? Like, it throws a wrench in his identity. By the end of the film, or by the end of the original trilogy, by the end of Return of the Jedi, Luke has answered. He is a Jedi, like his father before him. He says so. I decided to change the pronouns, but that's what he said to the Emperor, and to Vader, and that's what sparked Vader. Like, I'm Anakin. I'm a good guy. I'm with the light side of the Force. I'm not an evil Sith. That's what sparked it for Vader. Luke making that proclamation of who he was. Took him a film to get him. We didn't really get it explored, but that's what it was. It's kind of more of a background plot among the struggle of light versus dark side, but that was there. Then we get Rey, who really steps up the identity thing, and she gets thrown two curveballs on her identity. In The Force Awakens, she's just asking those questions and looking for a father figure, and she picks Han. That's supported many people's theory that she was the daughter of Han and Leia, which I never prescribed to, especially after The Force Awakens. They would have recognized her if she was. If she was a daughter of Luke, okay, I was still open to that possibility, and a few others afterwards. I just want to say, I was a big fan of, a complex, Shmi must have had some siblings, so what if Rey's descended from one of those siblings? That was literally the thing, my theory. It was a crazy one, but I went to this oddball connection. But we get The Last Jedi, and what do we learn? We learn that Rey is a nobody. She learns that her parents are a nobody. But she doesn't have to be a nobody, if that makes sense. Already in The Force Awakens, we know she's a somebody, but she's questioning her identity and who she is and who is her family. She wants a family connection. That's why she always wants to go back to Jakku, because that's where she believes her family will come to pick her up. Though Maz tells her in The Force Awakens, you already know they aren't coming back. And we get an answer in the Last Jedi, but what do we get? We get that her parents were nobodies. But come to the Rise of Skywalker, and she gets thrown another curveball. She may have learned that her parents were nobody special, like she wanted to, and like us, the audience, wanted to in The Last Jedi. Okay, some people didn't want her parents to be special, but that's not what I think the majority of us were hoping for. And that's also what we wanted, what we expected. I think many of us still expected her to be related. Get the Rise of Skywalker, and JJ decides, no, I'm also another curveball array. Where is it for? Maybe her parents chose to be nobodies, which I prescribe to the idea her parents wanted to be nobodies, just wanted a simple life. Not quite the way I was expecting, but very much idea was their choice. But he decided to pick up the ball and throw away that curveball again this time. Yeah, your parents were nobodies, but they chose to be because they wanted to protect you from your grandfathers. Like, that is a very hard message for Rey to deal with, and she struggles with it. Finn recognizes that struggle in her. Even though he doesn't know why, he recognizes that something is causing Rey to not act like herself. And by the end of the film, she's like, I know who I am. I am not what my family is, I am what I make me. And she adopts herself into the family she's always wanted, or the legacy family that she's basically always wanted. The title really does tell us that. So, that is Rey's story. And really the saga as a whole, but specifically Rey, it's a story of identity. The first film sets up those questions. The second film throws one curveball at her, and then after think she's hit and scored a home run, well, the pitcher decides to wind up. A relief pitcher comes in and throws another curveball at her, and she struggles to get this one because she's not expecting it. And us, the honest, weren't expecting it. Okay, some people were, but I think most of us, even if we wanted Rey's parents to be something else, we figured it was going to stay what Rian Johnson left them to be. Now, just a little bit of, not so much story-wise, but development-wise, just a thought. I don't think JJ disregarded what Rian said. I think what he did was elaborate and derive from what Rian Johnson did. There was an interview where Rian Johnson basically said that the answer nobody for her parents was like the hardest thing for Rey to hear, and JJ simply asked that question again. Now that she's heard that, what would be even harder for her to hear? And that's what he throws at her. So, this is just a more concise version of the thoughts I had laid out in my spoiler review. But I just wanted to share this because I think it's kind of important to understand what the story of Rey struggling with her identity really means. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can show me by liking the video with the like button. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, the dislike button is right next to the like button. Also be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to stay up to date on future content. And also feel free to check out my social media, Twitter and Facebook. Links are in the description, as well as my Discord server and my Patreon, as well as many more. Go check them out. I would appreciate it. And as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always.